Word, word. Troublesome 96. Yo, I said stop myself, I'm not myself. Headed into anything, knowing that I got myself. You know my enemies wishing that I shot myself. Dead, on the bed, clothes covered in red. Stop myself, I'm not myself. Headed into anything, knowing that I got myself. And all my enemies wishing that I shot myself. Dead.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's a UFC off week. Mike and Phil here. I'm about to grade every current UFC champion from heavyweight to women's strawweight, everything in between. You already know how we're coming. Trying to keep the activity up on the streams, even during an off week. Drop content for you guys. How you doing tonight, Phil?
I'm good. I'm chilling. It's 9 o'clock over here. I got the week off. I'm sipping on a Dr. Pepper. I'll get to chill with my boy Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, I got my Coke Zero. You know how we coming.
It was kind of funny because I remember when Big Unk MMA was like, "Dude, I just want to get my questions out to you guys because there's no UFC this weekend." I'm like, "What? There's no UFC this weekend?"
All right.
And then I was like, "Oh shit! I thought the Towson Teixeira fight with Derek Lewis was this weekend." But we'll give you that breakdown either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, one of those days. But we thought we'd come up with something cool. I was like, "Damn, like, what do we got to do? Like, I want to put more content on this channel. I don't want to just be previews and breakdowns, best bets. Like, let's do something fun." I was like, and I texted you at like freaking like 11 o'clock at night. It was just like, "Hey, you want to grade every current UFC champion?" Since everybody was talking about, "Oh, can this champion beat that champion and this and that?" So I thought it was a little fun little segment we can do.
Here we are. We both got the camo. Yeah, it's funny. We were both talking about the upcoming card as if it was this weekend, and then later in the stream, homie's like, "Yeah, we don't have it this week. I was sick." But we're gonna always think of something to do. We got PFL on. That's why I follow CST on Twitter, so I know what's going on this weekend, especially when there's no UFC. Bottom of the screen. Follow Combat Sports Today on all platforms. Throw a like if you're watching this. Throw a
Yes,
sub if
sir.
you haven't. Share it with your friends because there's some real hardcore MMA guys in this group.
Appreciate that. I guess we got to start with the heavyweight division, right?
Yeah, let's get after it.
You know what I'm saying? We got a new heavyweight champion. And what's his name?
Undisputed Tom Aspinall.
The man that made John Jones retire. Do you believe that?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Tom Aspinall. I mean, he's a tough test. I'm not gonna say John Jones was scared, but he definitely didn't fight. So at the end of the day, the division has to move on. I'm happy. I mean, I would have loved to have seen that fight, but at the end of the day, Tom Aspinall's prime is getting wasted. So we need him to be active. He's stated he wants to be as active as possible. I'm happy that it's undisputed, and now we can start with some defenses.
So basically, we're just gonna grade like the fighter on like the performances, the skill set, and like the strength of schedule they fought, and the title run. Obviously, how good is that title run? If they just had one fight at one title fight, it's not really gonna get a high ranking, but maybe their skill set can surpass all that. So
Yeah.
we can start with Tom. So Tom, obviously, made John Jones retire. Um, how many title defenses does he have? I believe he only defended the title against what's his name,
Blades.
Blades, yeah, in the rematch, and he defeated Sergey Pavlovich. I mean, it's a really short title run. I mean, he was just interim champion the whole time. But other than that, like, who's really next for him, right? It's Cyril Gane, which is like not the most exciting fight next. I mean, first of all, like, what do you think of Tom's skill set as a heavyweight?
Tom's skill set, I mean, not counting John Jones. John Jones is essentially a light heavyweight who had one fight at heavyweight. So I'm not excluding a guy like John Jones. I mean, he might have the most well-rounded skill set that we've seen in heavyweight history. I mean, obviously you got guys like DC, Steve Miocic. They were in the mix for some time. But Tom Aspinall he's very big. He's very fast. He has great jiu-jitsu, amazing striking. I think he has the shortest average fight time in the history of the division, in a division where all it takes is one punch. There's not, I mean, in my opinion, there's not even, and sometimes, and we'll talk about this later with another champion, you know, obviously it's not the only criteria on how to grade a fighter or how to grade a champion, but like
Yeah.
the pool in heavyweight right now isn't necessarily the deepest in terms of talent. So we have Sergey Pavlovich before he looked beatable. When Sergey Pavlovich was just dispatching everybody in round one, that's when Tom Aspinall fought him. And I remember I picked Tom Aspinall in that fight, and I had so many people telling me he was going to lose. And that's what Sergey Pavlovich was looking like at that time. So and now obviously people are like, oh, well, he's not that good. But at the time, everyone thought he was a killer. You
Yeah,
know?
he was a monster at the time, and then like Tom just destroyed him in under like a minute, or like a
Yeah.
minute 15 or something like that. And he kind of like exposed him, not exposed him, but Tom was just levels above him. To be honest, he did get clipped in the little exchange they had, but then he came back and put his ass out. So honestly, what is Tom's best win? Right? Is it Curtis Blades or is it like Alexander Volkov at this point in his career?
I mean, dude, I said this last night. I think the most, I mean, obviously, he's already fought Alexander Volkov, but I think the most deserving person to fight for the title should be Volkov. I think Curtis Blades is a great win. I think Alexander Volkov is a great win. Even, a win like Sergey Spivak getting it done in 2.5 minutes. Marcin Tybura is not a bad win. He fucking destroyed him. His best win's got to be, in my opinion, it's got to be either Blades or Volkov. Especially after getting the injury in the first match against Blades and then coming out and destroying him.
I mean, because he beat Volkov, right? Smoked him in 4 minutes, and then he beat Pavlovich in 1 minute and 9 seconds, and then he beat Curtis Blades in legit 1 minute. All these guys fought each other. They beat each other here and there. I don't know, man. Like when you really look at his strength of schedule, it's really not that great. Nor his heavyweight.
Yeah.
Compared to like other like heavyweight champions, like Stipe had to fight Alistair Overeem, Fabricio Verdum, DC. Like those guys were like you remember those guys, but like I don't think guys look at like Curtis Blades or Sergey Pavlovich in that same light. So maybe like his strength schedule is not that high. But like his finishing abilities like really put him at the top because he's kind of like the 0-2 heavyweight, which is kind of crazy to say. Finish guys in the first or second round.
Only one guy in the UFC has made it to the second round against Tom Aspinall, and that is all reliable, absolute legend of the game, Andrei Arlovsky. And it's for what is available at heavyweight, Tom Aspinall could not possibly be performing any better. So I don't want to discredit his strength of schedule. I know you're not discrediting it either, but I don't want to use like, oh well, he's fought Marcin Tybura, Sergey Spivak. These guys are decent. I mean, who else is he gonna fight? Fucking Jailton Almeida's there. Cyril Gahn is on the horizon. A rematch with Alexander Volkov. The talent pool isn't that deep at heavyweight right now. Taliesin Teixeira, maybe he'll emerge as a up and coming star next weekend, but slim pickings for Tom Aspinall. I don't see him losing anytime soon. That's for sure.
When Jones would say like Tom hasn't beaten anybody, which I kind of understand, because when you literally look deep into it, just like, man, it is right. I mean, it's kind of tough because like he beat solid guys, but like I guess I don't know the name values there for me. I like sometimes when it comes to fighting, it really depends on name value too. And shout out to the homie Jack, Big Nasty, Topuria number 1, Marab number 2, Big Unk number 3. Big Unk number 3. I don't know, Chief.
I think he's talking about Big Unk MMA from the chat.
I hope so. Going Around podcast. Shout out Big E. The talent isn't there like it used to be, so he doesn't really have a choice, I think. Yeah, I mean, the talent just isn't there. But, like, if we get a great Tom, I mean, his skill set kind of, like, surpasses his strength of schedule because he is pretty fucking fast. He's good everywhere. He puts you out in 1 minute. So,
and he shows a well-rounded skill set. The way he was able to get Volkov down, sub him quick. I mean, he's winning by sub, he's winning by knockout, and he's doing it quick. So, if I'm giving him a final grade, if I'm his teacher right now and I'm grading his paper, what am I giving him?
Like he's good. He's doing everything what he's asked to be told, right?
And one thing I know is that he's willing to fight whoever. I know if this won't happen, but if it were to happen, if Ngannou re-signed with the promotion, Tom Aspinall's raising his hand immediately. I want Francis Ngannou. If John Jones would have accepted the fight sooner, he's eager to get in there against anybody and everybody. So I give him credit for that as well. Um, I would say just because he doesn't technically have a defense yet as an undisputed champion, but he has all the skills. He has all the electrifying finishes. I'm gonna give him an A minus if I'm grading him.
I was gonna give him an A minus too. Just like he's doing just enough. He's got a good grade right now, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Like he's good. He's really good to be honest, but we got to see him against like other guys as well. Curtis Blades, I can't trust him, man. I think he has one of the lowest IQs in freaking heavyweight division. I don't know what's good with him.
Dude, there was a time where I was shouting off the mountaintop. Curtis Blades will be a title holder.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have a slip somewhere in my drawer that says Curtis Blades UFC champion by the end of 2024. Because I thought John Jones was gonna vacate or something, but a year too late.
The GOAT left, and so did Ngannou. Bad timing for Aspinall. It certainly is. I mean, unfortunately, he was holding out. But at the same time, he's the interim champion. So, what is he going to defend the interim belt again? He was trying to hold out for that big fight against John Jones. Wasted 14 months. How long has he been out? He's been out just a year, just under a year. So only 11 months of wasted time. But he said he's looking to fight multiple times a year, defend his belt as much as possible. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure that A minus will be revisited, and he'll be passing with flying colors here soon.
It would be sick if freaking if Tom beat John Jones and Francis Ngannou in the same year or something like that or whatever. Like that would just immediately put him as an A plus because you beat the greatest light heavyweight of all time, and then you beat arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time for Francis Ngannou, which not a lot of people talk about. He just left early. It sucks that we didn't get to see Francis continue.
Hey, shout out to my boy Peter Fotopoulos. Hey,
Shadow Pete.
Hey, that's my guy, bro. I used to wrestle with him back in high school. He was a wrestler. I came in there late, wrestling, ankle picking. You already know the vibes. Hey, Pete and Nick, I hope you guys are doing good. Appreciate the love. Throw a like down on that video if you guys can. Anybody who's in here, if you in here watching and chatting, throw a like in there for us. It helps for the algorithm. We're out here vibing.
That would be historic for Tom. Let's say if Francis just comes back, right? The PFL just lets him go, which they do with every fighter they do to the UFC, and Tom just sparks him in a minute, right? Yeah. You don't think John Jones would come out retired, or are you just gonna stay retired?
Yeah, I think John Jones, this is just my opinion on it. I don't know anything, but John Jones seemingly retired right when those charges got released. I think especially if, Alex Pereira comes up for a super fight, and that fight is interesting, John Jones could potentially hint at a comeback. McNasty, Ngannou sparks Tom. Low key, I was saying that too not too long ago, but Francis Ngannou has had to deal with some, outside of the cage stuff. He's had some issues in his personal life. He's getting older. He took that damage against Anthony Joshua. Aspinall has pretty much taken almost no damage his entire career so far. But Ngannou does have that equalizing power. So that would be a fun fight. It would certainly be a nerve-wracking one, especially if you're betting.
I don't know. Maybe Ngannou's washed now. Who knows?
Yeah, he got beat, though. He got crushed in that boxing match, dude.
I don't know. We'll see. What up, John Dog?
What's up, John Dog? You already know.
Yeah, let's get to the next one. Let's go to light heavyweight. Magomed Ankalaev. He just beat freaking Alex Pereira. So obviously he doesn't really have much of a title. He doesn't have a title reign yet, but he did win, if I'm correct, 12 straight fights, or was unbeaten in 12 fights, I believe. He beat Alex Pereira, beat Alexander Rakic, Johnny Walker in the most funniest way possible. Johnny Walker, no contest. Jan Blachowicz split. Finished Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Volkan Ozdemir, Nikita Krylov, Ian Kutalaba twice. Dalcha Lum, I can't even pronounce that name. But what do you think of his reign so far?
His only professional loss coming to my fucking boy. Shout out to Scotland. Shout
Shout
out
out to
to
Bear
Paul
Jew.
Craig,
That's
the
the
GOAT
goat.
of the light heavyweight division. So his only loss is to the GOAT. So I'll give him some slack there. You know, the Jan Blachowicz draw, I thought Jan Blachowicz won that fight. I believe it was a draw because it was scored at 10-8 in round five, in round five for Magomed
I
Ankalaev, which
thought Jan won that fight as well too. I
yeah,
thought it
I
was sweet
disagree
too.
with the 10-8. He was kind of stalling and just, controlling. There wasn't much damage. Um, so I thought Jan won that fight. I mean, the names are there though, dude. Alex Pereira, Alex Rakic, Johnny Walker, Jan Blachowicz, even though it was a draw.
Dude, don't ever put Johnny Walker in that category again.
I mean, I think he's a big name. Volkan Ozdemir, Nikita Krylov, Ivan Kutalaba, Thiago Santos. I mean, he's fought some big names. And Johnny Walker, although gets chinned almost every time he fights now, at one point was also a surging contender. People were calling him the next champion, And
Yeah, I don't know what's good with people calling Johnny Walker the next champion. I remember specifically watching him fight. I'm like, how's this dude a champion? I
he
just
was
don't
exciting,
see it.
He was exciting.
Dude.
He was like a dynamic
Dude.
striker.
I remember MSG card, the BMF title fight between Nate and Jorge. I fucking put my money on Corey Anderson to knock his ass out, bro. Easiest money I ever made that night, bro.
Johnny Walker title run starts whenever the fuck he's fighting.
After he loses against the Chinese guy.
Zhang Mingyang. Yeah, they're doing Johnny Walker absolutely no favors. Also, the fight against Alex Pereira, though. The fight against Alex Pereira, I remember there was a time where they used to say, like, you have to definitively beat the champion. And I just thought there was such little volume on both sides. I thought it was a close fight.
Yo, Big On disrespect is crazy. Disrespect is crazy.
Yeah, look at the message after. Big On gets slept by Mike. Let's go, man. You already know.
Oh, no, let me look people in the comments. Shout out to Sean. Back again, Mike.
Hey, shout out Sean. Another homie from the day ones.
Big On time.
What's up,
MMA
Big
Fu
On?
in the building. We own the light heavyweight division. Inshallah. The original Big On. This is the real Big On right here, baby. What's good, brother?
Yeah. Shout out Fu, shout out Jack, shout out Sean, shout out Pete, shout out John.
I love John Rico. Yeah, I don't see it,
it,
brother.
We own the light heavyweight division, inshallah.
Damn, we got a lot of Big On fans over here.
Big On
gets slammed. Aren't you guys the same height?
Yeah, dude. It blows my mind when I see some of those guys. Like,
well,
when
how
you see
tall
him
are
at the
you?
weigh-ins, and he's like flexing on the thing, weighing in, and I'm like, damn, he weighs 205, bro. I weigh like 220, and I mean, I have some muscles, but I definitely look different than a pro fighter.
Well, how tall are you, Mike?
6'3".
Oh yeah, you guys are the same height. How much you weigh?
Right now, I weighed myself like 4 hours ago. I was 222.
222. Yeah, you could take fucking unk.
Yeah, low key. I would just do what Paul Craig did. It's already the map's already out there, bro.
Johnny Walker KO Khalil.
I'm 5'7".
Yeah, this is Khalil before Thailand, all right, and before
he fucked Khalil up though.
Dude, I'm telling you,
up.
Ever since Khalil got with freaking Mia Kang, yo, he been moving different, bro.
Yeah, Khalil's pretty good, man. He definitely fights intelligently. That's one thing I like about him. Khalil, I was about to call him Khalil Mack. Khalil Roundtree.
Khalil Mack.
Dude, he would have been a problem if he did fighting.
I can see it.
But if I'm grading Magomed Ankalaev, especially in terms of the fans, a lot of fans have been underwhelmed by his performances.
I can't lie, he's pretty boring.
Yeah, he is boring. He does have some solid finishes, like the one against Johnny Walker was sick, but
who doesn't do that at Johnny Walker?
Exactly. Johnny Walker's getting memed up and down. It's sad to say he's one of my favorite fighters. Very lackluster performance against Alex Pereira. People were talking about, he dominated. I thought it was, I don't know. If both of them could have lost that fight, I would have chosen that option, not to be disrespectful to either guy. But I'm going to give Magomed Ankalaev as a champion right now, even though he is undefeated. He has that one loss, but undefeated through the last 13 bouts. I'm going to give him a C+.
Damn, a C+?
Maybe a B-. I don't know.
Hey. I was going to give him a B. Like,
hey, I was thinking about B, but then I'm like, that doesn't, maybe if
if you would have given an A-, I would have kicked you out and just ended the show.
No. I was about to give him a D+, bro. Nah, I'll give him a B-. Hey, shout out Carter, my guy. A1 since day one. You already know what's going on. Let's go, Mike. McNasty doesn't
Who
like
wins,
what I
Vic?
just said about Magomed.
I'll give him a B. All right, he's getting the job done. He's winning. Kind of boring fighter. Performance-wise is okay. He's got a few hiccups in here and there, you know, especially with the Jan fight, and then the Johnny Walker fight was pretty funny. And let's see, who wins, Big Unc or Tom?
Tom, easily.
Tom all day, bro.
He's too big.
Tom.
And he's probably faster.
How about the Ong finish versus Eon? Dude, that shit was nasty.
I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I hate Unc Alive or anything, and I also respect his more recent will to like try to sell fights or sell himself as a brand. I know people are saying, "Oh, it's Ali Abdelaziz," but I'm sure Magomed gives the okay. He's starting to talk a little more shit. He's trying to make it entertaining. In the lead up to the fight against Alex Pereira, I actually liked what Magomed Ankalaev had to say during fight week. I found it pretty entertaining. I thought he was like, you know, making more of an effort to like sell himself as a brand. So I do like Magomed Ankalaev. I'll give him a B.
Bro's got a freaking coffee shop too. Did
Does
you know
he?
that?
Yeah.
He's just in this coffee shop, just chilling, sipping coffee. Yeah, this is what I like to do in my free time.
Yeah, he's cool. I think if he could speak English, especially not that matters because MMA is a worldwide sport, but with the American fans.
Why do you think Alex keeps pushing back to rematch with Onk next year?
Well, he's
I don't know, because
pounds.
You can't really like trust what Onk is tweeting because it's just his manager. But I don't know. Maybe he's just Alex needs more time. Like, the dude's always consistently fighting. He's like, what, 4 weeks notice, UFC calls him up, hey, can you headline this pay-per-view? And he shows up, you know? And, you know, he shows up to the fight injured. Like, I forgot what he was saying. He had a broken toe for, like, the last 3 fights. He's like, yeah, I need to get this shit fixed. So.
And he finally fought during Ramadan, which was dope.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fight's going to happen. It's probably going to happen at the end of the year or maybe the January, the latest. So.
Well, they were kind of forcing Magomed Ankalaev's hand in the first fight against Pereira when Magomed didn't want to fight during Ramadan, and they're basically like, "Yo, either fight or someone else will fight." So he finally fights. Maybe he'll apply the pressure on Alex Pereira. I don't know if he has that kind of star power to do that, but he'd be like, "Yo, let's fight in Abu Dhabi."
It's not even him, bro. It's so oddly in that freaking on his Twitter account talking shit.
Yeah, but it's funny though. I mean, I'm sure he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna tweet this. Is this straight?" And he's probably like, "Yeah."
No, hell no. He's just got like 20 accounts linked to his phone, bro. Just like, which one I'm gonna talk shit today from? You know what I mean? Like when Islam was tweeting during UFC 317, and then when Ilia Topuria won, he didn't tweet nothing, bro. Just nothing out there. You know, Ali had his Twitter.
Right.
Big Roy's low key. I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't really strike me as a guy on roids.
Yeah, he looks pretty natty. But then again, you never know who's on steroids. Like Hamdi Abdul Wahab or whatever. He does not look like he takes steroids. Rizvan Kuniev, he does not look like he takes steroids.
It's just Dagestanis, man.
Yeah, the Daggy boys are different, that's for sure. But they're starting to get figured out here a little bit. You know, the Dagestani style is, you know, because it's the same with anyone. The Brazilians first came on the scene, you know, it's just like, oh my God, we've never seen this before. And then obviously the Dagestani boys had a pretty massive start. Don't forget to smash. Yeah, that's what I was reading when I was trying to talk. Hey, shout out to the MMA Foo. You already know the vibes. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you're in here, hit that little like button. It takes half a second. You already know. Exactly. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Let's go to middleweight. The most zesty. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm not gonna say nothing like crazy. But Dricus du Plessis, UFC middleweight champion. He has how many title defenses? If I'm correct, he has 2 at the moment. 2 title defenses. He beat Sean Strickland in the rematch. He submitted Israel Adesanya, beat Sean Strickland for the title. Freaking smash freaking Robert Whitaker in the second round. Beat Derek Brunson, the most ugliest fight I've ever seen in my life. Darren Till submitted him with a neck crank. Brad Tavares, crazy fight. Trevin Giles finished him in the second round. And Marcus Perez, former KSW 2 division champion. Yo, Zesty. Yo, listen, man. I've seen him what he doing to his coach, man. I don't know, man.
The goose is loose.
The goose is loose.
I like it. I love it. I love the goose picture and the goose comment and the goose emoji or the whatever that emoji is.
All right, Mike. What do you think? I think,
dude, I like Dricus du Plessis a lot, man. First of all, because if I'm, how am I going to grade this champion? I'm going to grade him on that he is like a freakish athlete tank. He's proving, and there's so many people who just think like, oh, he's not technical, he's not good. People forget that at the end of the day, this sport is just a version of a real fight with a couple rules to it. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, like if you ever watch people fight in real life, there are tank people out there that just beat other people up. And Dricus du Plessis is one of those kind of guys. You know, the takedown that he had on Robert Whitaker, he literally did the takedown that all the girls do, like the headlock trip.
Yeah.
And that does not usually work in men's MMA. And he's just a freak and it works for him. Like I remember
he's just South African Chad. I don't know, man.
He's a dog, man. Like against Izzy, he was trying to take him down and he face planted. And like as he face plants, Izzy's about to get away and he just grabs his ankle and just rips him down. He looks gassed and then he just has a recharge that happens mid-fight every single time. And he just does not lose. His skills on the mic are incredible. He's making fighters cry, you know, and he's not really being, you know, he's not being like overly heinous like Colby Covington was to Leon Edwards in the buildup of that fight. You know, he's relatively playful, good on the mic. He is entertaining in the cage every single time he fights. 2 defenses. He's fighting Khamzat Chimaev. I know people aren't lining up for that fight. But I like Dricus, man. I don't know. I kind of want to give him like an A because I would want to say A+, but he hasn't done enough yet. He has some solid names on his record. I'll give him a either. What did I give Tom? I gave Tom an A-. I feel like I kind of don't know if I can give Dricus a higher grade than him.
I mean, I would settle a B+.
B+ is pretty good. I think I can agree on B+. He's just a dog, man, and he never loses. There was a time where I was always picking against him, and now I'm at a point where I don't think I can any longer do that. Even against Khamzat Chimaev, I might have to favor the champion.
I don't know, man. I think B+ is just right. He's getting the job done. He's finishing guys. He does put on some entertaining fights. I can't lie, because sometimes you just think he's gonna be done, right? He looks like he's gassed out, and he just comes back and just like gets the job done. I don't know. He's like my least favorite champion too.
Is he? You don't like him, dude? He's a good shit talker. He's a freak in the cage. I mean,
What kind of freak?
It's Pride Month. We got one more day.
No Diddy, right?
No Diddy.
I mean, he a freak with his coach. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't going rounds. I wasn't on the DDP hype train at first, but real talk, he's got talent and looks unstoppable right now. It's true. Big Aunt comes back with Khamzat taking that belt. I can't wait. He gonna break his teeth like Rob. Hey, but the thing about Robert Whitaker though, apparently he had that issue with his jaw since he was a lot younger, and it was something that had been re-injured. So I feel like that's kind of probably what made it cave in like that. If Khamzat can't get it done early, DDP will take. I mean, look at Khamzat Chimaev in that fight against short notice Kamaru Usman coming up in weight on 10 days notice. If that fight had been 2 rounds longer, Usman might have been able to finish him, if not get a decision victory. If Khamzat's gassed in round 3 and DDP's still there, that's bad news for Khamzat.
First of all, shout out to the homie Kami. Kung Fu Kami, my wrestling buddy.
Hey, shout out Kung Fu Kami, shout out Core.
Shout out Core coming back, bro. What's up?
Kyle Baralho versus Imavov. Whoever wins this fight will face Dricus. Yeah, whoever wins that fight faces the winner of the next fight, the next title shot.
Remember we said in the last stream, it's like, yo, they have to do the fighting nerds all in Brazil. If Kyle Baralho wins, him versus Dricus or Khamzat in Brazil, and then Gene Silva versus
Volk.
Volk, exactly. Dude, that'd be
And
such
then
a banger.
Prates versus somebody, and Hoofy versus
Somebody.
Chandler. Remember, we were
Oh
on
yeah,
point
yeah,
last night.
Chandler. I
Yeah,
think
hell yeah,
Imamov
dude.
gets a decision since it's in Paris. Hey, it could happen. You never know, man. That's gonna be a good fight. I'm actually pumped for that fight.
Yeah, Imavov KO on Izzy shocked me. It was a little shocking, but it's kind of like the trend as of late. We have this new generation of athletes coming in, and the legends are starting to have to, they're getting older, they're fighting the younger guys, and they always look good until they don't. Like Charles Oliveira was fighting well on Saturday night until he got caught, you know.
Dude, did you shout out to the homie Ryan on Twitter? But he posted a little clip like Charles Oliveira landing elbows, just boinking freaking Topuria when he coming in. That might be a little trick that people can use on Topuria.
Bro, he landed it
Just
flush to the front of his face. I can't believe not only did it not cut him, but it didn't back him up or anything. He didn't even shake his head. He was straight.
all right.
Pantoja
Roofy
should be on
champ.
the hypothetical card too. That would be crazy. 3 title fights. That would be nuts.
He'd probably get a third fight too. He's not that big of a star. Honestly, Pantoja gives like back. I remember back in the day in UFC on Fox, they would just put like title fights on the big Fox show. I think Pantoja would slide into that because they used to put Mighty Mouse on those Fox cards. They just
Yeah,
put him on every single Fox card. They gave him one pay per view. And it was like he didn't do shit for pay per views. They're just like, yeah, you're back to the Fox cards. That's
yeah.
how I feel about Pantoja. Just dude, honestly, if the UFC's on Netflix by next year, they should just do like UFC on Netflix, just like the Fox card, and do a 4-fight main card, 1 title fight at the top, and then 3 banger fights. And Pantoja would be like a perfect fighter for that.
Yeah, some people are starting to respect it more. I remember I was watching it with my buddies who don't watch. I mean, my friend Kevin, he watches it a lot with me, but they don't necessarily know all the fighters too much. And when Pantoja's walking out and Many Men is playing, he got the 50 Cent rocking, and he just looks through people. Some people that aren't as hip to the game as we are starting to recognize Pantoja as a pretty serious motherfucker in the game right now.
You think Moreno fights for the belt soon?
I hope so.
Let's see. I mean, you got to put him on a no-check card, right? Like you kind of have to at this point.
Who's he even gonna fight?
Hey, Royval, you might want to get back in there, right? Unless it's too soon.
I don't think Royval or Joshua Van's going to be cleared for the next 6 months. I think they both probably have medical suspensions because they both ate like 250 shots apiece.
Do you really want to see Moreno possibly lose for the 4th time?
Dude, he beat Pantoja in that last fight, bro. I swear, if they fight again, Moreno's finally getting his get back, bro. I'm telling you.
I don't know. We'll see. I think Moreno needs one more win before they even consider it. Yeah, then he needs to beat somebody. I mean, I would say Manel Kape, but he can never show up. Tatsui Taira, right?
Maybe Tyra.
Maybe Tyra, somebody. But like, if Josh Van wins, I want to see that fight 100%. Like that's the fight I want to see next. If Moreno wins, you can screw the Pantoja freaking rematch because I ain't trying to see that. I want to see Josh Van and freaking Brandon Moreno. Because Josh Van originally called out Moreno. He's like, "Yo, I want you in Noche, the Texan versus the Mexican."
Yeah,
so
that would be perfect. And shout out Kongu Kami. He says facts. They robbed my boy. I really thought he had it, man. It was an exciting fight because of Moreno out scrambling Pantoja, out striking him, surviving every time it got to the floor, and then finding his way back to his feet. I really thought it was a 48-47 for the boy Moreno. I was happy afterwards, and then obviously when I heard the decision, I was pretty upset. Brandon Moreno is an absolute legend of the game.
Yes,
A testament. That clip of Brandon Moreno before he got cut when he's like, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but one thing I tell you is I promise I will be the UFC champion. And then he gets cut and comes back and becomes the UFC champion.
Never trust on Sal to judge fights.
Dude, you can't trust any of these guys. Derek Cleary, Mike Bell, they have all sus scorecards, man.
I would love to judge a fight. You know how fun that would be?
I know, but imagine if you do something like it. I understand because you're now subject to a lot of people hating your opinion or the way that you saw the fight.
Dude, I would tell my boy, yo, open up a DraftKings account under your name.
Like, cooking every spread, bro.
I'm on my Jeff Molina shit, you know what I'm saying?
It would be 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 to cook the spread every time.
Moreno is in a weird spot. He needs to earn his shot again, but also they can't let him keep building up all the up and comers. I mean, there's not really too much up and comers, right? Besides Joshua Van. Yo, you don't want to be a sick fight. I don't give a fuck because Charles Johnson needs his respect because he beat Josh Van. You know, he finished him last year. I would love to see Brandon Moreno, Charles Johnson 5-round fight. Like Nick said, Charles Johnson is the best 5-round fighter in the UFC or the division.
Dude, they should have been Charles Johnson after he fought after he knocked out Josh Silva. After he knocked out Josh Van, he should have got a ranked opponent. And then, I mean, even after the Azat Maxim fight, they're making him fight undefeated up and comer. Oh, he beats him. Okay, now he fights Josh Van. Oh, he knocks him out. Oh, and now we're gonna give you this other savage who is not ranked and is in his second fight in the UFC. I don't know why the UFC doesn't like Charles Johnson, but they need to throw some respect on that man because he's a beast.
The word in the streets just Mick Maynard just hates him. Like ever since the LFA days, they just hated him.
They must. I mean, he's a stud. I mean, he might be maybe he's homies with Muhammad Makayev or something.
Probably. Loner Kavanaugh, keep your eyes on him. Yeah, he's an up and coming guy, but Charles Johnson ain't no slouch, man. They keep giving him all the prospects, man.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. And I get it. He's older now, so I don't know if they're trying to get him out of the UFC, but I hope Charles Johnson gets the job done. Loner Kavanaugh's still young, so Terimov might be very good. Yeah. I think he's okay. Like his striking's all right. Like I thought Charles Johnson was better than him on the feet. Like he throws a lot of overhands and if he's not knocking you out, he doesn't really have much to offer.
Yeah, there's a couple up and coming studs.
I don't know
those are two kids I grew up with. One of them is my neighbor. One of them is my homie. I would have to go with Quentin on that one. Actually, fun fact: this kid Quentin, when he was younger, he shattered the upper leg, whatever the bone is in your thigh. He broke that shit and cut his full leg cast off like 2 months early to compete in a motocross competition, which is crazy. Jeez. So I'm going with that crazy person.
All right, I'm giving Dricus du Plessis a B+.
Yeah, Dricus du Plessis, you got to beat Khamzat Chimaev, and you're making your way to an A.
All right, let's go with Jack Della Maddalena. All right, he beat Belal Muhammad his last fight. Honestly, possibly the fight of the year. Before that, he knocked out Gilbert Burns. And the fight, on my opinion, he was losing, and then he came back and finished him in the third. Beat Kevin Holland, not really the most exciting fight via split decision.
That was close. That was a close fight.
Basil Hafez via split decision. That was a sick fight, but I was against an opponent who came up on short notice.
I don't think it was close, though. Do you think that fight was close? There was people saying Basil Hafez got robbed, and I thought JDM beat the shit out of him.
It was pretty close in my opinion. I probably would have leaned JDM, but I'm not mad if somebody says Basil. So, and then there was Randy Brown, submitted him in the first round. Danny Roberts finished in the first round. Ramazan Emev, a first round finish. Pete Rodriguez, and then the Ange Lusa fight in the Contender Series. Before that, he was an Eternals MMA champion in Australia. But right now, he is currently riding a 18-fight win streak. What do you think, Mike?
He started his pro career 0-2, which is crazy.
Dude, he locked in after that. Ever since then, he's just locked in.
Right.
I mean, dude, his fight against Belal Muhammad, that fight was sick. That's one of my favorite fights of the year. Could be probably my favorite welterweight fight for now, because I did, this Robbie Lawler fight, with Carlos Khan and Roy McDonald. I think this one's up there in my opinion, because these two just fucking were trying to kill each other the whole fight.
Yeah, I give big respect to Belal for that one. He actually, he wasn't able to really get JDM to the ground too easily, but he stayed in there and struck with him, and he proved how tough he was to a lot of people who were hating on him in that fight. And Belal Muhammad was really good. Say what you want about Belal Muhammad, but he is a very good fighter, and he was on a pretty sick win streak of his own. JDM come in there, and assert himself. It wasn't. I think although it was a good back and forth fight, I think JDM was the clear winner. I don't think it was any controversy in the decision. Come from behind victory against Gilbert Burns. He shows he has dog. He can face adversity. The Kevin Holland fight was close, bro. I thought they might have gave it to Kevin Holland, to be honest, but JDM, what are you giving JDM? It's hard because if we gave Dricus a B, what do we give fucking Magomed Ankalaev a B? Where does that put Jack Della Maddalena in comparison to those?
Look at like a B minus, right? I think it's like kind of just right.
I could even go B plus, man. And he's about to fight Islam because I don't know. It's hard.
Because name value wise, he beat the champ Bilal. That's great. Gilbert Burns kind of on his way out. Kevin Holland, I don't really rate that high. He jumps up and down from divisions. Basil Hafez, could argue he lost in that fight. Could argue he lost in Kevin Holland. Randy Brown looked good, and his first couple fights in the UFC looked really good. I think a B plus is kind of like around that.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go B plus for Jack Della Maddalena. I think he's a dog. Jacoby Smith is coming for that belt. Michael Morales is so underrated. I agree with both of those takes. Michael Morales is flying in under the radar. Jacoby Smith needs to work on energy conservation. I'm sure he'll do that in his next fight. They're going to give him a stiffer test. Sean says TJ Dumas or Michael Aquino.
TJ Dumas sleeps easily.
Nah, me and that kid actually got in a fight. He was like 6'5", little skinny boy.
Shout out to Big Large. JDM cleared 30-27 over Holland and double weight cut for Basil, who was on the sauce. All right, man. I give you that.
I don't know. Kevin Holland wasn't really getting landed on. Every shot that JDM was throwing was kind of landing on arms for Kevin Holland, honestly. I think JDM has a good chance against Islam.
Yeah, I can see it. Not really too crazy about the Islam and JDM fight, but if Islam wins, it's not really shocking, to be honest. But if JDM wins, it's kind of like, well, you beat a lightweight, so how good are you really? That's what the thing people are gonna say on Twitter or social media in general.
Right, and they're gonna bring up, he was having trouble putting on mass. Come on now, bro. These are world-class fighters. At the end of the day, 15 pounds is a pretty big gap. Paco beats Mike with stock-filled quarters. That was Will. That wasn't me.
JDM will sleeve Islam.
He could, man. I mean,
he could, yeah. I can see it. I mean,
Dustin Poirier was surviving in there, and Dustin Poirier, although he's probably a little bit more well-rounded than JDM overall, similar kind of thing. JDM wants to stay up and box just like Poirier, and he has, relatively decent takedown defense.
Gilbert fumbled the fight versus JDM.
Yeah.
It
wasn't his fault, really, though. He got blasted with a knee.
Props to JDM, though. He came alive in that third round and just freaking blasted him. Paco beats people hate Islam so much. Yeah, a lot of hate. I mean, I don't know, man. People just hate Dagestanians. Like,
a lot of people like Islam too, though. He's actually kind of a big star. I mean, Islam Makhachev has garnered some serious respect, especially because he speaks English. He's engaging in shit talk. He's kind of funny if you ever see him on the UFC Embedded, or if you've watched him on Countdown, social media. He's actually kind of funny as well. If JDM beats Islam, do you think he goes back down and fights Ilia or stays at 170?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
If JDM beats Islam, will he go back down or stay at 170?
Just like Volk. I mean, you would think he would go back down because what's Islam going to do after that? If he loses to JDM, that means he either has to fight a guy like Shavkat.
Well, Gary. It depends how he loses, right? If he just gets sparked in 1 minute, it's like, you kind of have to go back down. You know what I mean? And then, but if he loses like a close fight, then it's like, all right, you got to stay around because you were competitive with the champ at least,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Big On. Islam is not running away from anybody. Ilia is not running away from anybody. I don't even think John Jones is running away from anybody, but if there is somebody who is running away from somebody, it's neither Islam or Ilia.
Yeah, it's John Jones.
Yeah.
People say that, but don't realize Ilia did the same with Masvidal, Gene Silva, and Diego Lopez. Honestly, dude, Diego Lopez fought Ilia before he went up. I think Ilia would have done him dirty.
He would have got smoked, bro.
He would have got smoked.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see UFC sign Shamil Musayev and have him face Islam. Yo, Shamil Musayev's a beast, bro.
Shamil Musayev, his takedown defense is fucking incredible. And he's a pretty big welterweight, dude. I've actually been following him. I've been following him for a while. I made so much money on him in his PFL series last year. He was just round two knockout, and he was an underdog each time. So, okay, I'm going to play the money line. I'm going to play the round two knockout. And in his last fight, we got the decision victory. So Shimon Musayev is coming for next. Hopefully, we see him in the UFC before it's too late.
JDM had a broken arm in the Burns fight. Well, there you go. And he sparked him in the third. I want UFC to sign Ghazi, who slept Kevin Lee. Yeah, me too, bro.
I don't know how Sean knows all these random ops.
He's just exposing you, bro.
I know, bro.
Yeah, John moved up to heavyweight and suddenly got the best cardio in the world. He never stopped running.
That's a fire-ass comment right there.
I kind of fuck with the profile page. Is that Master Roshi?
And I like John Jones a lot, but that's funny.
Logan Sterling, Thad Gene would be good mentions in the UFC. Yes, they would.
Logan Storley is a little bit older now, though, isn't he? They need to get these guys in there early. I think Logan Storley's like, actually, am I tripping or is he 34? Let me look.
How old is he?
He is 32, so not very old. Yeah, Logan Storley would be nice.
Wouldn't be a bad addition. Thad Gene's pretty cool. I like him. He's pretty fun on the mic as well.
Yeah, I like Thad Gene a lot. Even though I thought he lost that fight to Jason Jackson, I'm not gonna lie. And I had Thad Gene my mind.
I had Jason Jackson winning, and then I shut it off. My fight's over, and then I get the notification that he won. I'm like, what? I was like, how did he win that fight? It is what it is. And shout out to Jack. I was gonna bring this up. Dalton Rosa stole Thad Gene's girl.
What happened with that? Did that actually happen or what?
Nah, they're dating. Like, they're legitimately dating.
So Thad Gene's girlfriend is now dating.
No. So remember when Thad Gene in his post fight was like, "Yo, Dakota Ditcheva, will you please go on a date with me?" Yada yada.
Oh, shit,
little did he know
that Ross is dating her.
Yeah, bro. She made it all official. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what happens when you train her at the gym.
Dalton Rasta, good pull from him. I thought he got a very Dalton Rasta and Thad Gene both, in my opinion, got pretty sus decisions in their last fights. I had Aaron Jeffrey winning all 3 rounds of that fight, and I thought Thad Gene lost 29-28 in his. Interesting.
Dakota Ditchev was a witch. That's all I'm saying.
Dakota Ditchev, she could be the best women's fighter in the world, bro.
Yeah, but let's get on to lightweight. Just put this motherfucker A+. Just leave it at A+. That's all I'm gonna say. Ilia Topuria is an A+.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what we have not, as outside of one flash knockdown against Jai Herbert, there hasn't been a single moment in a single fight where he's looked beatable. Bryce Mitchell took him down briefly. He quickly gets back up and obviously disposes of him relatively easily. I agree with Jack. Topuria might end up being the GOAT, low key. I mean, he's well on his way there. The names that he has on his resume, and it's not like he's going to war with these guys either. He's just going out there and smoking dudes. Even Josh Emmett, the only guy outside of Yusuf Zalal in his debut, the only guy to make it to the scorecards, and he got brutalized in that fight.
This guy's unbelievable, man. His 3-fight stretch alone, just Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, and Volkanovski, just finishing them was all impressive wins. And like what Jack said, he might end up low-key being the GOAT. Dude, if he beats like possibly Islam, you might have to put him in that like top 3 discussion.
I mean, dude, what I want right now, I'm all in on Ilia Topuria. I have been for a little while. He upsets me every time he beats my favorite fighter. And I'll probably root against him again, but I'm a big Ilia Topuria fan. It's kind of like Volk. When Volk was so dominant, I love Volk, but he fights Max. Oh, I'm rooting for him. Okay, Volk is fighting this guy. Okay, I'm rooting for this guy. And who the hell? This definitely is not Sean Carvalho. I think I know who that is now. I'm sure. I was about to say this motherfucker knows way too many people. Yeah, this ain't no damn Sean Carvalho. I already know that. After you said that comment. No, that's hilarious. But what was I saying? Ilia Topuria. Oh, I'm all in on him, bro. I'm trying to say Ilia Topuria, maybe he beats Armin, maybe he beats Patty, and then after that, go up for that welterweight belt, bro. There's no time like the present. I want to see the first 3-division champion in the history of the sport, and then at that point, he's the GOAT.
Exactly. I was telling my boy that this dude wins all 3 belts, featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. He's the fucking GOAT. There's no doubt about it. Like, you can't deny this man. John Jones never done it. GSP never done it. You know, all those guys have never done what Ilia Topuria did. And if he sparks whoever the welterweight champion is too, it's like that's it, bro. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. A plus, man. A plus plus, to be honest. This kid's undefeated.
Shout out my boy, comment analyst. You already know the vibes, Bob. That's my guy. Ilia's got to be an A plus. Gotta run Emmett's chin under a metal detector. No, yeah, man. When Josh Emmett, and I'm a Josh Emmett hater up until that fight. I remember when they were trying to stop it.
Why do you hate Josh?
Well, he got a robbery win over Calvin Kattar, and I was about to make so much money. And
yeah, it's a money driven hate.
Yeah, but no, going into that 5th round against Ilia Topuria, and he was telling the doctors don't stop the fight. And he went out there, his corner's like, you got to finish it. He went out there swinging bombs and made Ilia Topuria wrestle to stay safe. So ever since that, I'm a Josh Emmett stan. I'm not going to lie. But Ilia Topuria, A+, potential GOAT in the making. We got to see what happens. He's 28 years old. He's got a lot of time left. And, if he keeps doing the right things, then I see him on his way there. Jai did smack Topuria, though. Yeah, he did. He fell, bro. He was out for a second. He probably woke up when his butt hit the ground. And, obviously.
And also on short notice, too. We'll give him a little break on that one.
And he landed a devastating knockout later in that fight. It was unbelievable.
It's one of the scariest knockouts I've ever seen.
Yeah, I saw a post from Ilia Topuria, and I think his girlfriend were talking about it, like, in the training, like, we believe it, and then we see it. That's why we say the things that we say, because we know that we couldn't have possibly worked any harder. And
you hear what Marab was saying?
What? Oh, that about the top 4 guys.
No, he was something about like he would he stopped training with Ilia because he dropped him like 2-3 times. He was like, I'm glad I'm not working with this guy anymore, training with this guy anymore. So that just says a lot about that. Ilia's too good, man. A+, man. That's all I gotta say.
Easiest pick of night.
Yeah, Volk. Honestly, you could give him an A+ too.
Yeah.
Ilia is an A+++. I think Volk is definitely an A+. I mean, come on, you can't deny his career, man. I mean, how many title defenses he had, right? He had like 4, if I'm correct, right?
He had 1, 2,
3, 4, 5. 2-time UFC featherweight champion. Went up to fought Islam. Obviously he was 0-2. You can argue the first fight was his win. I say Islam still won the first fight, but he went up, chased greatness, was unsuccessful, and then
it was a close fight too. That was like that fight, dude. When he fought when he fought Islam Makhachev in that first fight, it was just, I remember watching it with some friends, and it was so intense the entire time. Everything about it was just, that was a great fight.
Let's see. Oh shit! I actually just got some news that I didn't want to see. Nothing personal. It was a friend leaving a job. Let's see. What was that? Yeah, Volk. I mean, him losing against Topuria was pretty rough. But he came back, won, and beat Diego Lopez for the title in a sick fight. So I'm happy that he's the champ again. That means he's still the second best featherweight in the division, and that makes Max number 3. If Ilia comes back, if Ilia would have stayed and they would have rematched, I thought he would have smoked Volk again, to be honest. I don't think anybody's taking that shot from Volk. So, from Topuria. If you look at his wins, Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, Korean Zombie, Brian Ortega. Max Holloway 3 times. Jose Aldo, Chad Mendez, Darren Elkins, Jeremy Kennedy. Those are all good wins. And he looked pretty good in all of them. Skill set wise, he's one of the best. And yeah, I think he's perfect at A+, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alex Volkanovski, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Just like Kung Fu Kami says right there, he's one of the best IQs we've ever seen in the octagon. He's 36 now, I think, and he's still fighting at a high level. Took on surgeon contender Diego Lopez and showed that he still has it after getting brutally knocked out 2 times in a row against a power puncher that everybody has had their eyes on, and Diego Lopez. So I think Volkanovski's career ends as an A+, no matter what.
Yeah. I think if he beats Massar or Aaron Pico, Gene Silva, those guys too, bro. You're gonna get A++ from me.
Hey, Gene Silva is the next best thing behind Ilia Topuria in terms of like coming up in the featherweight division. So if he can get past Mozart, like you said, and then beats a Gene Silva, he's really especially at his age, he is adding a lot of honor or valor or whatever you want to call it. He's adding more rubies to the belt.
Sorry, I answer this message real quick.
Weak division. Featherweight's pretty stacked. I think the most stacked classes in the entire UFC though are probably bantamweight and welterweight.
I don't know, bantamweight's okay right now. I really think the most stacked right now is welterweight.
Yeah, I mean bantamweight's pretty stacked too though. Once you get in that top 15, bro, Vinicius Oliveira is number 15. That's naughty.
All right, let's get to bantamweight. Merab, my number one pound for pound fighter.
I mean, I think we both know what his rating is, his grade.
You go first, Mike.
I mean, if I'm looking at Merab Dvalishvili, I mean, he's just at this point of his career up till now, he's just unbeatable. He has lost 4 times, but he hasn't lost in quite some time. Last loss was coming to Ricky Simone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
2018.
7, 8, 9, 10.
He's won 13 straight.
13 fight win streak, including, I mean, the last names: Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, Piotr Jan, Jose Aldo, and then, of course, Marlon Moraes, Cody Stamann, John Dodson. But that last 6 is pretty incredible. There's some, Olympic champion, Henry Cejudo, Piotr Jan, who's incredible, Jose Aldo, one of the GOATs.
There was a stretch. There was a stretch. He just beat 4 straight UFC champions, right? It went Jose Aldo, Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, and Sean O'Malley. So, I mean, that was already impressive right there. And then he just beats Umar and he beats O'Malley again. Like, what? Like, that guy was on a roll. And now he finished O'Malley in his last fight too. So, as a champion, he's been obviously great skill set wise. He's not the best striker, but he kind of just outpaces everybody, makes everybody tired. Non-stop machine. I mean, that's why we call him the machine. I give him an A+, to be honest. A++. If you really, these Georgians are built different, man.
Yeah, I gotta give him an A+ too. Even though he does irritate me sometimes in some of his fights, he's a little bit less entertaining than others. Like his fight against Jose Aldo is infuriating. His first fight against Sean O'Malley was infuriating. But then when he goes out against guys like Piotr Jan and Umar Nurmagomedov, he's pushing such an insane pace that it's like, just strictly off of like how much energy he's exerting, it's just crazy to watch that he can continue. Hey, we see people call him, or where is it? Are you going by champ status or whole resume? We're mostly
like
champ
both.
status and kind of both, like as a total package, but also things like, are you entertaining in the cage? Are you entertaining out of the cage? Who are the names you fought? What fashion were you winning? And I know you're saying everyone can't get an A, but I gave out a C+, a B-, a B. We gave out
I haven't given a C yet.
I initially called Magomed Ankalaev a C, but Jack didn't like it, so I went up and I gave him a B.
Because we got Big On MMA in here, so I got to support him too.
Big On MMA is A+.
But you can't tell me not. These guys getting A's don't deserve it. Come on, Ilia, Merab, Volk, they don't deserve that shit.
Yeah, those are 3 very strong champions though right now.
Wait, I didn't give Jack Della Maddalena a freaking A. I gave him like a B-. B.
Yeah. But Merab, I think out of anybody, I mean, this is
his resume. You can't deny it.
Yeah, 13 fight win streak in professional MMA, regardless of where you're at. If you're winning 13 straight, you're doing something right.
I mean, if you want to just say A-, then I'm not mad at you because the dude's got 15 decisions out of his 20 wins.
Hey, he knocked out Rafael Stotts though back in the day, and Marlon Moraes. Is that his only 2 knockout wins? Marlon Moraes, and now he has three KOs. Who the fuck else did he KO?
Marlon Moraes, Rafael Stotts, and Dennis Dombro. I don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that guy is either, but Merab Dvalishvili, he's a dog, man. He proves time and time again, and he's not young anymore either. He just went out and beat the undefeated Umar Nurmagomedov, who honestly didn't even deserve a title shot. They were trying to push a Nurmagomedov name, and Merab Dvalishvili shut that shit down. The Georgian machine beats the Dagestani Sambo style.
Exactly.
And, it's impressive, man. That fight was sick.
That's why they are champs. They fully deserve it. Exactly, man. Biggie, shout out Biggie, man. Go subscribe to Going Rounds podcast. If you're ranking against division, sure, but if you're comparing against current champions, some should get nerfed.
Hey, that's why we should do a tier list where you have like the S, A, B, C, D, E, or
I've
F, or
seen some
whatever.
people do that.
Yeah, I like the tier list too. We can, but that's something where you can do like instead of just champions, because there's only a select few, you could be like a tier list, like do a tier list for the best unranked fighters, or a tier list for best striking in the UFC, or different characteristics about a fighter.
Let's go to flyweight. Pantoja.
Pantoja. See, I know Sean Caravaggio about to be in here. He liked himself some Pantoja.
Dude, man. Such a stat padding record, to be honest.
But to be fair, though, this is what I said when we were talking about Tom Aspinall. This is not Alex Pantoja's fault. He's having to fight guys 2 times, 3 times. It's just they're in a weird spot in the flyweight division. Manel Kape can't make it to a fight. Muhammad Mokaev, for whatever antics outside of the cage, they cut him from the UFC. Charles Johnson, they refuse to give a fight to unless it's a surgeon contender who has 1 fight in the UFC. So there's some really good fighters that should be in the upper echelon that aren't. And then Pantoja's beaten all the top guys multiple times. And now he's going to get a 23-year-old striker.
All right. Looking at his last 3 wins, right? Kai France, Kai Asakura, and Steve Ercik. Mid. And then he goes into Brandon Royval. High rank win for me. Brandon Moreno, great win. Alex Pereira, mid. Beat Royval already. I submitted him. And then Manel Kape, who can never show up to a fight. And then his last loss was Askar Askarov.
Who beat Askar Askarov?
The judges.
Kai France.
Yeah, but who cares? He gassed himself out when he couldn't choke him out. I think Askar Askarov beats that Kai France in the rematch. But I don't know, man.
I mean, I could be a hater, and I think
I'm in hater mode right now. All right, like I like Pantoja, but it's just like I don't rank him that high because of his wins. Like, come on, the UFC cut Mokaev, man. Like I thought he would have given him a real challenge. To be honest,
I thought he was the next champion. I'm not gonna lie. Even if it was Brandon Moreno or whoever else in there, I thought Muhammad Mokaev would be next up. So that sucks, but I mean, you can't. I feel like we can't necessarily take away because it's not like we've had champions in the past who they like Sean O'Malley for his first title defense. He wants to fight Chito Vera. Why does Chito Vera get a title shot, and why is it not Merab? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get the opportunity to pick and choose who he fights. It's kind of whoever's available at the time because there's all these injuries. Guys he's already beat multiple times. I mean, beating Brandon Moreno 3 times, that's impressive as fuck. That's like beating Max Holloway 3 times. Even though I think Brandon Moreno won the last fight.
I can't even see the emojis on this.
It looks like handshakes.
I don't know, man. I gotta go check our YouTube. Sometimes when you guys send me emojis, I don't even see what it looks like.
On the YouTube, it looks like 2 hands like this, but on my phone, it looks like a handshake.
Okay. I see it. It's a handshake. I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know, man. Kai fans. I mean, he beat both Kais. Kai Asakura, who hasn't fought in flyweight since 2017, and then Ercik.
But to be fair, though,
try not to be a hater.
Pantoja's never been finished. What does he have? 36 fights or 35? 35 fights. He's never been finished. 8 knockouts, 12 subs, 10 decisions. I mean,
I just feel like the flyweight division is just weak right now too. Also, but then again, I gave Tom Aspinall like an A-. I mean, I feel what Sean's saying, man. You can't just give everybody A's.
How the argument changes. All right, Alex Pantoja D+.
You're wilding, but
nah, I'm just kidding. I could give Pantoja an A. I mean, for the sake of the flyweight division, what are we going to give him a B+? He has 4 title defenses now. He's probably about to break the record for most title defenses in flyweight history. You know, I mean, what are we gonna say? A?
I can't remember half the things he says. Like he had one memorable thing, and it was talking about his dad.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you proud of me now, Dad?" That was one of the hardest Jones I've ever heard, though.
I can't lie. I kind of cringe when he said that.
I thought it was nice because he's like, he's reverted to a little boy who got abandoned by his father, and he finally realizes his entire life work, even though he's Ubering in his fucking free time to make money in a new country.
My dad abandoned me too, so fuck that dude. I don't want them to notice me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right. Fuck Pantoja then.
I don't know, man. His hairline pisses me off, and this freaking picture.
His walkout song is "Many Men" by 50 Cent, though, so he's lit on that.
He's lit on that. Biggie, I'm with you, Phil. I kind of cringe too.
I thought it was tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all sounds a bunch of queers hating on Pantoja. How about you eat a dick?
I didn't even see that one. How do I not see that?
I think I see it first.
Y'all are a bunch of queers hating on Pantoja. Nah, man, fuck Pantoja. It's like, nah, I'm just kidding. Pantoja's alright. I like him. I just don't like that sometimes when he gets gassed. I mean, but this is also the fault of the other fighter. But like when he gets tired, like he did against Usyk and like he did against Royval, he kind of just reverts to holding you down and not really doing anything past that, which bothers me. But at the end of the day, it's still a win.
Fucking Nick. Bunch of queers in this chat too. These are my queers.
Damn, you're hating on the community. You can't hate on the community. They're here for us. They're supporting us, bro. And it's Pride Month.
I'll give him an A. I'll give him an A.
Yeah, I'll give him an A too.
He's doing what he's got to do right now. He's getting the job done, finishing guys here and there. Finished Kai Ascor, did what he's supposed to do. Finished Kai Car Friends, did what he's supposed to do. Steve Usyk, fight was kind of close. I gave it to Pantoja still. Royval.
I gave it to Usyk. I'm not going to lie. I gave him 48-47 to Usyk.
Royval, he dominated Royval. And, Royval's a pretty tough dude to finish. I mean, he's only lost to, two guys in the division, right?
He lost to Figgy, and he lost to Askar Askarov. I think that's it.
So, in the UFC, at least, he lost to Moreno and Pantoja twice. And now...
oh, you're talking about Royval.
Yeah, Royval.
Yeah, Royval's he's good.
Moreno.
Pantoja has beaten the best that the division has to offer multiple times. Abolish ground control. I agree. I mean, to an extent, I agree, though, because if I'm on top of you, at least I'm in an advantageous position. But, like, for stalling against the cage, or I think, like, failed takedowns should not be scored because I'm defending takedowns. Or if you take me down and do nothing with it and I get back up, I think that should not be something scored against me when you got me down and I was able to get back up. Or you tried to take me down and I did not go down. As long as there's no damage, I don't see that being a massive scoring criteria. But in some fights, we see that that's the only thing the judges care about. Welcome to the Van Show soon. Shout out Jose Combs. Shout out El Palo. You already know the vibes. You already know how we coming over there. No Diddy.
Yeah, don't say that again. Let's go on to the women's division. Kayla Harrison. Now, this division is really trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. Women's bantamweight. What do you think about women's bantamweight, Mike?
Pretty thin in terms of a division, in terms of, like, I guess, talent, not to be disrespectful, but, we got contenders like Ketlin Vieira, Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena. Since Amanda Nunes has kind of been gone, there's, like, not a scary prospect there. I mean, she got a Nunes to unretire. It's got to be an A+.
Sean's sick. Oh, Sean is sick right now.
That is huge, but I don't know. I mean, okay, so look, Kayla Harrison in the UFC, she fought Holly Holm, who at the time was like 42. She had a very close, not very close, but she had a fight in PFL against Aspinall, who like actually had some success against her. Holly Holm, 41 or 42 years old. Ketlin Vieira, it is what it is. Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena, I mean, shit, I might say C+. But if she beats Amanda Nunes, I think that turns her to an A+, because if you beat the GOAT, obviously you got to be a high-level champion. But if your wins in the UFC are old, out of her prime, Holly Holm, Ketlin Vieira by decision, and then Juliana Pena. I mean, Juliana Pena had no business being in that fight. She already lost to Raquel Pennington. I cannot believe she got that decision over Raquel Pennington. And then she goes in there, puts up literally no fight, double eye rakes her, triple up kicks her, loses a point, and then gets subbed.
Kind of with Sean. She's like an A minus. I mean, his division kind of sucks. To be
No,
honest.
I think she needs an A. He said, I think, nah, she an A minus. Oh, A minus. Oh, she's an A minus. Needs a defense. All finishes better than JDM. If she beats Nunes, UFC got to sign Larissa Pacheco. Larissa Pacheco might not be able to make 135 though. She's pretty big. Shout out you, Lee.
Can we not count female champs? They don't count. Nah, man, we have to, man, for the sake of the video, to be honest.
Hey, and make sure if you pop in here, drop a comment, of course. We see you dropping comments. Throw a like button as well. You know, it helps for the algorithm. We're out here grading all the freaking champions in the UFC, even the women. You know, they deserve love too. Kayla Harrison is an Olympic champion. She is a tenured combat sports martial artist.
And the only American champion right now.
And so that's actually crazy as shit. She's the only American champion. Yeah, A+.
If she beats, you have her A+.
Well, because she's American, but realistically, I'll give her maybe a B minus. I just don't. The wins that she has doesn't move me. I mean, I would have rather her fought Raquel Pennington.
I'd probably give it like a B+. To be
Still
honest,
would though. Kayla's bad. I'm not gay. BTW.
Let's see. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Valentina Shevchenko. Mike, what do you think?
I mean, she's probably the second greatest women's fighter of all time. I mean, some people would even refer to her as the GOAT over Nunes. I personally don't, but Valentina Shevchenko is on a hell of a run. She has certainly switched up her style. She was like an electrifying striker for a lot of her career with the Muay Thai background, but she's kind of become more of a wrestler recently in recent years. So that, as me as a fan, doesn't like that as much, but obviously she's getting older. She needs to switch it up a little to continue with her success. And Kung Fu Kami got it. I'm on my hater shit. She does the same as Pantoja and resorts to ground control. You know, she does, but fair play at the same time. It's really frustrating to watch, but as much as I can blame a fighter for holding another fighter down, I have to blame the fighter who can't get up as well. So as frustrating as it is, motherfuckers need to be able to get up. Valentina Shevchenko, incredible string of wins. I think she's only lost to Amanda Nunes. Am I tripping? Who else has she lost to?
Liz Carmouche, Alexa Grasso.
Oh, yeah, she did lose to Alexa Grasso. She got subbed by her, and then they had a draw.
I mean, most title defenses, man. She kind of has to be in an A+ category. She got a title back. Most women's flyweight title defenses, right? Is that the most women's title defenses in general? Which
probably. Is it? It probably is.
Most wins in UFC flyweight division, which is 11. Most consecutive wins is 9. Most knockouts in UFC flyweight history is 4, bro.
Damn.
It's rough. First and only 2-time UFC flyweight champion. First woman to defend the UFC flyweight champion. Most title wins in UFC flyweight division history, which is 10. Most consecutive title defenses by women in UFC history. Tied with Amanda Nunes for most combined title defenses by women in UFC history, which is 8.
I mean, she's probably all things considered, she's got to be an A+. She's been around. Valentina Shevchenko's been around since I was a youngster, dude. She's getting older now. How old is she? She's got to be like 37 years old. She's been fighting for quite some time. Yeah, I remember watching her when I was a teenager, dude. Yeah, Valentina, she's been a favorite of mine for some time. I don't like that she wrestles now, but she's getting older, so I give her a pass on that. Yeah, probably an A+, right? I mean, it has to be an A+ for the legacy.
To the legacy and what she did for the division, you know, even fighting at bantamweight, getting a title shot against Amanda Nunes, came close to beating her before too. So A+.
Yeah, and Amanda Nunes is way bigger than her.
Ooh, sorry, my chest hurts. Freaking, but yeah, I mean, her fights are never really the most entertaining for me, but like, yeah, legacy wise, what she done in her resume, what she did for the division, you have to give her an A+. But that's it.
I agree.
For that, and here's the last one. My favorite Chinese food court worker. Fucking kidding with you. Zhang Wei Li. She recently. Oh, my computer's acting up. Here we go. She recently defeated Tatiana Suarez, Young Jaelong Young, whatever her name is, Mana Lemos, Carlos Esparza, Joanna Young Jacek with that spinning back fist. Her 2 losses are to Rose Namajunas and her first fight in MMA, which is to Meng Bo, which I think is in one championship right now. And for title defenses, I think she has, let me double check, 6 title defenses at women's strawweight, which is tied for Joanna Young Jacek. Mike, what are you grading her?
I mean, Zhang Weili I could probably consider her my like favorite female or my favorite women's MMA fighter ever. I could just give her an A+. I mean, she's entertaining. If she's wrestling you, she is looking to cause damage or finish the fight at all times. That's something that I like to see. She doesn't really just sit there and hold people. She's always trying to finish the fight. She's an incredible striker. She has incredible stamina. She is, she's entertaining in the cage. She's funny outside of the cage as well. She's learning English, which I love. Yeah, I like Zhang Weili a lot. I'm gonna give her an A. I gotta give her A+. I mean, I can't not give her an A+.
I can't hate it either, bro. Her performances are so fun to watch too.
Yeah, and just like Nick says, Zhang Weili has given us 3 all-timers. She had that fight against Joanna Young Jacek, where she had her looking like an alien afterwards. That's
everything A+. Yes, champions deserve A+, man.
Except for Magomed Ankalaev, JDM, Dricus Duplessis. Who else did we not give an A? We gave an A- to Tom Aspinall. We got the only A+ we've had: Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Weili, Alex Volkanovski, Ilia Topuria, Merab Dvalishvili, who I think are all deserving of an A+.
Yeah, man, you can't like deny this chick. Like Nick said, easy A+. Exactly, bro. She put on bangers, bro. Like, let's not like forget about that.
Yeah,
Dude,
she finished Yan Xiaonan twice in that fight, bro. It was a little shaky, but she literally knocked her out and subbed her, bro. Like,
come on, the Joanna Young Jacek fight, her second fight with Joanna when she hit her with the spinning back fist. Dude, one of my favorite performances for her is when she destroyed Carla Esparza, and then she destroyed Tatiana Suarez.
Dude, you want to hear a funny story? So I'm at the bar, I'm bartending, I'm drinking behind the bar, I'm enjoying myself, I'm watching the fights. I'm down, bro. I'm down hundreds of dollars. So I was like, let me look at the easiest bet I can make. I threw down so much bread on Zhang Weili, and I'm at work behind the bar, and I watch her get knocked out by Rose Namajunas in like 60 seconds, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God. Oh my God. And it was before betting was legal, so it was on like one of the online sports books where I have to report to a bookie at the end of the week, and I'm down so much bread on that. I hated her for that, for losing that fight. But Rose Namajunas, in her own respect, is one of the greats as well.
Yeah.
If Magomed Ankalaev beats Alex in the rematch, would you give him an A+? The dude hasn't lost in his last 14 fights too. Does he deserve an A+? If he goes out there and smokes Alex, I'll give him an A. What do we give him? A B? A B-?
I gotta give him a B-. I don't know, man. That dude's just boring to me. No personality, nothing. Fights are boring to me. Even though he's on the streak. I don't know, man. This is nothing that gets me excited to watch him fight. Like if they would have put a title fight in Apex with him on, I wouldn't even be mad.
Oh, that's you're throwing shots at the boy. Don't let Big Onk MMA hear you.
I'm sorry, Big Onk, but I just can't, bro. You cannot pay me to go watch him fight live in person either. In my opinion, the only thing she has to do left at strawweight is running back with Jan. It's the only fight she recently where it got a little shaky. Yeah, you can argue that as well.
I mean, the ref messed up not stopping that. When she went out, she literally went out from the submission, and they're just like, no, she's fine. All right.
What would you rate the rant weight champion Nick the Stash Clark? Mike, you go first since you talk to him more than I do.
Nick the Stash Clark. I mean, how are we? I mean, shoot, that's my boy. I got to give him an A+.
I mean, the mustache is like, automatic. You know what I mean?
The rant champ.
Dude, we was talking about, remember we were talking about how Arizona's mad hot, and then like Nick's like the most pale white dude from Arizona. How do you do it, Nick?
I'm trying to go outside in that.
Nick, how do you do it, bro? Because like if I was out there, I'd be fucking tan as shit. But you got a mustache and you white as hell in Arizona.
The mustache gives him a full body force field, so the sun doesn't get to him.
Nick's got a limited aura. I'm
You still
actually
not
not.
that pale. Yeah, you're not that pale. You know, you just got a fair skin tone. You know.
No, Nick. Maybe I don't know, Nick. We'll see. We'll see.
I got a decent shade for a white boy. Yeah, you already know you're out there rocking it, rocking the stash, rocking the yeah. It's been super fun doing the grading the champions. I like going back and forth talking about it. Um, who's the top out of all the A pluses? Who is the top dog? I know you may think it's Marab, but has it's settled yet that Ilia might be the top dog for you?
Yeah, it's Ilya. The way you can't just with the way he did Max, Volk, and Charles. Yeah, you got to put him number one. Those are the 3 pound for pound guys too currently.
Yeah.
So the way he did it, he's great on the mic, young, undefeated. You got to give him the A+. He's the top dog. For number two, I don't know, to be honest. What do you think? Oh shit, right, don't you?
I mean, I guess in terms of like what's currently going on, Merab Dvalishvili hasn't lost in a long time. I think all time, I certainly have Alexander Volkanovski over Merab, but in this present moment, Merab hasn't lost in some time. So with Volk losing 2 fights recently, although it's to probably the two best guys in the world, 13 fight win
Pantoja?
streak's pretty big. I mean,
You,
Pantoja. I don't think I can put Pantoja over Merab.
Pantoja's not number one. Get the fuck out of here.
Pantoja's on a pretty lengthy win streak himself as well, though.
Would I put
I,
Pantoja at like 5?
I got I got Elia number 1 for sure, and then I think I got Merab number 2.
Okay,
Pantoja
Pantoja
number
number.
3. Yeah, there you go, Nick. You got it. Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
had Marab number 1, and then I had Ilya. Like, this is my pound for pound rankings, right? Are we talking pound for pound or just the champions grading?
Yeah, just the champions grade, but similar kind of thing. I think I agree with Ilya 1, Merab 2, Pantoja 3 in terms of the champions that we've talked about today.
Honestly, what would you put Islam if he didn't vacate? Technically, he could still be considered a champion, right?
Islam. I think Islam would be definitely behind. I mean, it's hard to say. I feel like Islam. I mean, I don't know, dude. Ilya, Merab, Pantoja, Islam got to be the top 4 guys. Maybe Ilya, Merab, Islam, Pantoja, just because of strength of schedule. Islam at number 4 doesn't bother me that much either.
Yeah, it doesn't either. If he wins
Just
the
'cause-
welterweight, he might be back at 1.
Yeah, Islam's resume is kind of sus, but at the same time, it's also not really his fault either. None of these guys, like Pantoja, we were talking about his resume earlier. It's not necessarily his fault. Tom Aspinall, it's not his fault. They're not ducking anyone. They just don't really have that many insane prospects to fight,
Especially with Islam, he had Armin pull out the day of, and then Charles pulled out. And then when Volk had to step up. So, and it's weird too because he has the most UFC title defenses for lightweight, and like nobody cares about that. Like everybody just kind of just brushes away. Like, well, against who? I like how everybody's respecting the name. I mean, respects that the names on his title defenses aren't that great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Islam's good though. I mean, he's pretty much outside of that fight against Volkanovski. He's rarely looked like he can be beaten. I don't think at all, except for that first fight against Volkanovski, where he was having success in the later stage of the fight.
Is Islam and Armin would have fought? Who would you got in that fight? And then
Dude,
if Armin didn't pull out.
I think I can't remember who I was picking. I feel like I was kind of leaning Armin in terms of my pick, but that was like one of the first times where I'm rooting for Islam because he's not super young anymore. He's like 33 years old. He's fighting a young 27-year-old Armin Sarukian who's, a very, very good stylistic matchup. And leaning Armin, but I would kind of root for Islam in that fight.
Pantoja is what is that? So what do you mean by this?
Former champ Moreno, perennial contender, Royval, everyone's favorite power puncher, KKF, the new up-and-comer Usyk. It's just that Usyk was ranked number 9. He's kind of just beating the same guys over and over again. It's not his fault, though. When
Come on, are we going to put Kai Asakura that high? Like, dude hasn't fought for flyweight since 2017, dropping down.
I'm already saying Van is too young. It's not even when he beats him. It's right now. I'm already saying he's not that experienced. He hasn't fought a grappler yet.
Yeah, I think Pantoja is going to beat Van, to be honest.
Yeah, I really hope he doesn't, and I think it would be good for the sport if we had Van in that title spot. But Pantoja's a beast. He's creating an insane legacy. I'm not hating on him at all. I do think Mighty Mouse washes him though.
I think Henry Cejudo washes him too.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe Benavidez as well.
Joey
Benavidez.
Ben, he almost won the title like 5 times.
And then if Figgy was healthy and stayed at flyweight, he probably could have beat him too.
Yeah, I mean Figgy was getting a little old though.
Weight cut was killing him. We'll see.
Figgy beat him, didn't he? Figgy already beat him.
Figgy did beat him. I'm just saying if he was stuck around, he probably would have beat him again.
Yeah. Pantoja's good though. I'm actually being kind of serious. It's just at the present moment, there's not that many high level grapplers in the flyweight division. Brandon Moreno, I think that Brandon Moreno beat Pantoja in that third fight. I think he out-scrambled him, outstruck him, and won 3 rounds on the cards, but they didn't give it to him. But it's hard to say. I think Brandon Moreno could still be the champion sometime within the next year. I love Brandon Moreno.
Nick says we're trying to piss him off. Good. I hope we piss you off.
Nah, I'm never trolling. Maybe sometimes I'm trolling. I was trolling the other day about in the group chat about Conor McGregor. I was trolling there, but usually I try not to troll too much.
Dude, I love the troll. I put some like fake news out there acting like crazy Kev, and everybody's like, "Yo, is that fight really happening?" I had to like tell people, "Yo, I'm trolling, guys. Don't take me serious on the timeline."
They're definitely gonna believe it if you post it. They're gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
I had to tell them if I'm breaking news, I'm doing it from the CSC page. I ain't doing it from freaking my page. Fuck y'all. I don't want y'all following me.
Yeah, I seen that.
Oh man. But there's since everybody's talking about no UFC this weekend, I mean it's a decent couple fights. I might just, go outside and touch grass this weekend, to be honest.
Right. I'm definitely going to shoot some hoops this weekend. It's gonna be hot. Hopefully I don't think it's gonna be raining in my area for 4th of July. We're having a big party. My buddy gets he over the course of the year gets so much fireworks, bro. He gets thousands of dollars. He sets it all up himself. He does this big fireworks show. We have a big party. So 4th of July is going to be lit. 5th, I guess we're watching PFL Europe.
Yeah, I think I have better things to do. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up. We got to wrap it up.
Let's do it. We're going to be back again soon. You already know what's happening. This video, grading every current UFC champion. Unfortunately, there are a lot of A+, but that's what happens when you're the world champion. We're dropping more content here soon. We're going to preview the fight card for 2 weeks from now. And then, of course, me and Nick are going to be coming in for the betting breakdown show as well. Stay tuned for everything on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, YouTube. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's about to be a good week, even though we have no UFC. Check CST if you want to watch some combat sports that you might not know about on Saturday. Give us a follow. You see it on the bottom of the screen, and we'll be back with y'all soon.
Peace out, boys. Catch you on the next one.